Today on Focal Point, we will hear what it's like to be a photography major from our guest, photographic imaging student Annie Vickery. Explore the behind-the-scenes world of the photographic imaging department, and we will hear from the CCP community about some of the photos taken by our special guest. Don't go away. Today, my special guest is Annie Vickery, a photography major here at CCP. I'd like to welcome Annie to our show. How are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Annie, you said that you were a business major, but you transferred.
Yes.
Why did you transfer?
Well, the first semester that I was here, I took a course on career decision-making and planning. Okay. And every single test that we took or self-analysis in that class pointed to me being an artist. And photography was something that I knew and I really liked, and I knew that they had a photography department here. So it was a pretty natural transition to go from the business major to the photography major.
Okay. So before you started CCP, were you taking pictures? Did you pick up a camera?
I've always been something of a photographer, but I never thought it could lead me anywhere. Okay. The reason that I came to Philly 4 years ago was for a logistics job, actually. I was working at BDP International as an import ocean coordinator, and then Samuel Shapiro and Company as an air import coordinator. And it was something that, it was a good career that made my family proud, but it wasn't something that I saw myself doing long term. So I decided to go back to school, originally for business, because it was logical. And I realized that the business major didn't make me happy, like my business job didn't make me happy. So switching to the photography major and allowing myself like the creative freedom to figure out what I was passionate about was the best step forward, I think.
So when you became a photography major,
yeah,
is it what you were looking for?
It was. I didn't know it at the time. I think that I was trying photography because I already had an interest in it. Okay. And I think I knew that I wanted to be an artist. Okay. But the more that I went through the program at CCP, the more I kind of found myself. Okay. I don't know if there's a better way to put it than that, but through studying this subject, I realized that it is what I want to do. Okay. And it's what I'm good at.
What is your favorite style to capture?
I think my favorite style of photography has to be fashion photography. Okay. What I love about fashion is that there aren't really as many rules. You have total creativity over what the image is going to look like. There's no real wrong way. Okay. So you get to try out a bunch of different things, which I like.
Nice. Working in fashion photography, do you like working with people?
I do. That's something that I also really like about fashion photography, is that you're constantly meeting other creative types. So I've worked with modeling agencies on 2 continents, actually, and I've worked with designers from Philadelphia, Chicago, and New York. So getting to meet different people with different skills has been a really interesting aspect to what I do.
Do you have a favorite fashion photographer?
My favorite fashion photographer, hands down, is Lindsay Adler. Okay. So she's based in Manhattan, and I actually had the opportunity to meet her this past fall, which was so cool. I attended one of her classes at Imaging USA, which is a workshop in Georgia. And then earlier this spring, I actually was able to assist her in her studio. So seeing her on set, like doing editorial photo shoots for magazines that I want to shoot for, was absolutely inspiring, and what I hope to be doing one day.
You will. Have you worked on any special projects? If so, explain.
Yes. So I've done several projects outside of school. Okay. This past fall, I took 2 months off to backpack around Europe, which was an amazing experience. And I worked with M Model Management in Paris to shoot their new talent, which was really cool. And I also worked with American fashion designers whose fall lines I brought over to European cities to photograph there. So that was a really amazing experience. Also this spring, I volunteered in Kuwait. Okay. So there's a really wonderful organization called Wings of Love Kuwait, and they rescue animals off the streets of Kuwait and get them adopted in Baltimore. So I went to Kuwait for a week and created a documentary about the organization. And I actually brought 7 dogs back with me on the 14-hour plane ride home.
Oh.
So, yeah, I love to be involved in things like that. This summer, I'm actually volunteering with Photographers Without Borders, and I'm going to be volunteering in Ghana, actually, for 2 weeks. And I'm going to be working with an organization that promotes humanitarian efforts with women and children. So we're going to be teaching them how to read, teaching them about healthcare, education, all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to get started.
Oh, I'm excited for you. I am. What are some of the challenges you faced as a young photographer?
Some of the challenges that I faced as a young photographer is actually my youth.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll walk into a shoot, and when they see me, they don't expect me to have a lot of experience or expect me to be capable of much.
Okay.
I found the best way to handle that is to walk in like I own the place and take some really great pictures and share them, and then you kind of win the confidence of the crowd, and everything goes so much smoother.
What advice can you give to future CCP photography majors?
I guess advice that I would give future photography majors is that you get out of it what you put into it.
Okay.
So the harder that you work, the more it's going to pay off. I would advise the students to make the most use of their resources, of the teachers here. The evaluators really do care, and if you're putting in extra effort, they'll see that, and they will help you. So I would shoot as much as you possibly can while you still have somebody there who can give you valuable feedback.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I'll be famous by then.
No, that's right. I applaud you for that answer.
I hope so. This summer, I'm interning in Milan for 2 months.
Okay.
And then I am volunteering in Ghana. And then after that, I'm being considered for a photography scholarship to Condé Nast Fashion Photography Program in Shanghai. So if all that goes well, I'm hoping that these activities will help me secure a pretty solid scholarship to one of my dream colleges.
Okay.
I want to attend the London College of Fashion, which has a bachelor's degree program in fashion photography, and then the Paris College of Art has a master's in fashion photography.
Okay.
So 5 years from now, I would like to be very far in my education.
Okay. Thank you, Annie, for coming in and speaking to us about the wonderful world of photography. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Now we're going to head into our next segment. Let's hear what some of our students have to say about some of Annie's photography.
I like the usage of this light towards the upper left-hand corner that sort of acts as just the one light source that's in the room.
A man and a woman expressing their love for each other.
The lighting.
The picture by itself, it just shines just on those two.
Their noses are touching. Their lips are not touching, but their noses are touching. And it looks like they have like an intimate contact with one another.
The headband on her hair, that does come to my eye because it reflects off of the light, so that shines right away. And then the highlights of the hair, that also comes out.
Soft, it's romantic. Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, maybe getting married, first date.
I thought it was a little weird looking, honestly. I can't figure out if it's sort of like a headshot for a photo magazine, or if it's more of a sort of way of showing off the sort of like makeup on the top of her face that covers her eyebrows, or if it's a sort of shot that shows off the ring on her finger there. Definitely the one thing that stands out is that purple makeup on her face. The light green background is a little weird looking because it looks like it's kind of a painted image in the back of it. But I do like that you can at least see her face brightly lit more than anything. but definitely that purple makeup on her eyebrows is definitely what stands out to me in that image.
Almost immediately when I first looked at it, it's the color that's right around the eyes. That looks like a dark purple or almost black.
The woman seems like she's creative and maybe confident the way she's giving her gaze.
She's pretty. She looks like she's modeling for a Native American tribe.
A warrior, like a weekend warrior.
Like she's an artist, maybe a dancer, maybe a painter. I wouldn't say she's a model. I think she's trying to say something with this picture. Maybe the face paint stands for something. Maybe it's a self-portrait.
But it's elegant at the same time. Distributing the art with the finger, the ring, and the paint on the face, tribal. And it's showing like a woman who might be fearless, but yet is feminine at the same time.
This photo is weird, to say the least. It's just a man standing there with his shoulder towards the camera, and it seems like he's in a vulnerable position. I would say by the usage of that black and white that he's very vulnerable or scared of something. So I definitely like the look of that image. The lighting is great. There's a sort of you do get a bit of the background in there, but it's not too bright or too dark. The subject is greatly lit. You can see his hair perfectly, and you can see the outline of his body, and you can see his face and just the shock that he's giving. So I would say it's a pretty great image.
It looks like he's like, accept me for who I am. I like it. It's just a natural, someone of culture. He's just expressing, here I am, this is me. I'm masculine, and here I am. He looks like someone expressing his culture who's like, accept me for who I am. I'm a human. I like it.
I see that as center lighting, so it just shoots straight at him. So everything in the lighting just pops up, like his face and his back and his hands and his underwear.
I think the first one might have been taken by an amateur. This last one right here that I'm looking at, looked like it might have been a professional, and the other one could go either way, the second one.
All these pictures that I've seen, you would have thought they was taken professionally. I didn't know that, CCP was capable of teaching, something like this. And for a student to actually, take what they learn and apply it to this degree, so it's well done.
Those were some interesting opinions, and the photos were amazing. In our final segment, we will take a behind-the-scenes look at a day in the life of several photographers here at CCP.
We start you off at Photo 101, which is basic film photography. Basically, we give you a camera, some film, and say, go out there, shoot. Cover these concepts and go have some fun.
It's very technical based. A lot of the other schools in the area are very fine art based, and CCP is one of the only schools that focuses solely on the technicality of the camera and your lighting.
Our curriculum is set up to where it's like you get a little bit here, a little bit there. You learn how to deal with different equipment, a lot of different environments, how to deal with different clients.
Hopefully everything in the curriculum is focused towards getting you out there, real world experience, and getting you out there working and starting your career. We have a business class and we help you build a portfolio, make a website, make cards. That's actually a part of the class. You get credit, experience, and you actually get something that you can use once you leave the school.
We have a lot of people that have a lot of skills that are very excited and passionate about what they do. They make the experience something that you look forward to.
Being a photo student at CCP was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I've met so many great people in my classes and had so many job opportunities. My photo classes are the only classes I look forward to.
Just meeting the faculty, it was just like very inviting and very encouraging. So what I thought could never be an actual career, they showed me that I should go for my dream.
Well, after I graduate, I would just like to start shooting photos. I'd take any job in photography, start building my business, and eventually work my way up to owning my own studio.
I definitely feel like I have learned enough here to go right into the workforce. I know that I have the skills to work in any kind of commercial photography setting, in a studio, doing portraits. They prepared me for a wide variety of jobs.
Wow, seems like so much fun and great people to be around. Enrollment for the photographic imaging department should spike after today. Well, that's it for us today. I want to thank my special guest, Annie Vickery, for joining us, and thank you, the viewers, for tuning in. You have been watching Focal Point on CCP TV, the educational channel of Community College of Philadelphia. All segments of Focal Point are produced by the students in the digital video production curriculum. I'm Darlene Muntz, a student in the Theater Arts curriculum here at CCP. And from all of us at Focal Point, we wish you a great day.